And of course,
Noel Fanning filling in for the absence of David Cook and Arthur Hodson. And the umpires here today, we've got the Centrals, Gary Kerr going for a bit of pace, Jason Hillgrove, bit of experience. In the boundaries we have Chris Bedham and Justin Morris. In the goals we have Ray Menzies and Hein Muirman, and sitting over there in the box on the reserves is Aaron McKay, the reserve umpire.
The emergency umpire, yes, umpire in... that looks like Jason Hillgrove commencing the game.
He certainly is, and he's put the football down and up they go, and the Werribee Central boys have placed it forward, but it's bottled up, and coming through was Karamotto. He gets a handball out to his teammate who pushes it out to the wing to a fumbling mark there, taking by that Anakie player in Neville Gogol.
Yeah, it was a big ruckman, Noel, in James Pullai, who took the first touch of the leather this afternoon. I think you'll see a lot more of that. Nice mark taken at full back there, Peter Nash, the left footer from the long-headed fullback. Oh, over the back of the pack. A great mark taken. And I think you'll find it's the number 15 Guernsey, Paul Mallia. Mallia feeds off quickly to the captain of the side. Wormsley drives it long over the back of the pack. It bounces well for the big fella. Yeah, old Julian, who's been promoted after playing a couple of games in the twos. Fano pops through a great goal at the first minute of the game.
Well, I was told during the week that was a dummy, so they didn't want to declare their hand out at Anakie last week. Now, Ron, before we get the ball back into the centre to commence play again, I'm going to have a bit of a back on the Werribee Central side today. I think they can get through this first semi-final.
Well, certainly, they convincingly beat Anakie last home and away game, Noel, by some 27 points. I think, though, that Anakie will get back because they had a few key players out of the side that day, and I reckon they'll get up and win in a close one. Bert Cameron scoreboard shows Anakie one straight goal, 6 points. Werribee Central's yet to score. Paul Karamotto, he'll play a big part in Anakie's success here this afternoon. The jumping Roo punts it long.
Yes, Bissett.
No. Bissett couldn't take the mark. He's being picked up there by Gus Cicino, a very close checking back pocket player for the Werribee Central side. And interesting tussle there. Bissett a little stronger, Noel, and could have also a big influence here this afternoon.
Yes, I'll say he could up there, and they've put the ball back into play. Nobody can take the ball decisively, but at the bottom of the pack there for Anakie was number 6 jumper, who was the goal kicker.
Yeah, let's hope it's as good a game as we saw here yesterday with the underdog in Eastern Suburbs getting up over Mottawarri.
Well, at least it's not as windy as last week. The ball's been bounced again. Werribee, through the agency of their big ruckman, get it forward. Punt down into the wing, but it's been repelled by the Anakie.
Yeah, half-back flank, a real dasher too, Fano. We're in the 15 Guernsey. It's Paul Mallia. He directs the ball in the direction of Neville Gogol, who looks to be on a half forward. Yeah, good experience. Taps it over the back of the pack, but breaking clear now Werribee Central's Damien Ballon. Looks out wide. Looks there for his teammate there in Pies Brown, but gee whiz, that was good work. Mickey Carter come through like a house on fire and tapped it over the line and out of bounds.
Very strong football, Ron. Umpire throws the football back in again. Karamotto's out the back of the pack. Oh, a lovely tap from the Werribee boys. They've got the ball moving it forward now. Around the boundary line there, we see a kick from Mick Golowaka. He gets it up to the forward line. Oh, caught for mine is number 12, Brad Miller from the Werribee side, but the umpire has decided, no, fellas, give it to me, and I'll throw it up in the air.
Yeah, Jason Hillgrove, a little soft, I would have felt, but... let's see if he's consistent with that decision this afternoon, as we see now the big fella over the top of the ball. He can't pick it up either, as we see now a pack of players have jumped on top of that Anakie defender. And I think that was poor Welsh there trying to pick the footy up, couldn't do so, and has now been forced to bounce down umpire Hillgrove.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ron, I thought it would have been a little bit more fiery, but it's only early days yet, isn't it? The ball's been thumped forward into the forward pocket and coming out strongly there for the Anakie side, and the number 22 Guernsey was Greg Hutchinson, Ron.
Yeah, very fit-looking Greg Hutchinson too, normally on the ball for Anakie, but has been given the key post of full-back here this afternoon.
And I think it's probably a very good choice too.
Picking up Chris Fordham, who's been in the thick of things of late, kicking a lot of goals in the last 4 or 5 games. As we see the ball kicked out of defence for the Anakie side. Swooping on it now was Friday. Darren Friday, that was. Kicks it out to the centre wing. Looks there for, that was Mickey Carter. Couldn't find him. And we'll see the ball again out of bounds on the outer side, where the breeze is favouring across ground today. No real goal advantage, I would suggest, no?
No, I think there'll be a lot of throw-ins out that side of the ground this afternoon.
Back to the footy.
We see Werribee punt the ball back up to the half-forward line. Nobody can take the football. Stacks on the mill, but coming through strongly. And for mine, taken too high. And yes, for once I've been told I'm correct, and I've been umpiring for 402 games of football, never got one right yet. And it's been punched back into the centre half-forward position where we see for Anakie, Dave Wormsley, the captain of the side, take the ball. He goes back into the centre of the ground looking for his teammate there in... Darren Friday. Friday handballs it across to his teammate who punches it straight up to centre half forward looking for Julian. Can't take the marks but cleverly tapped out. Both players from either side going in, and it's forced over the boundary line and out of bounds in front of that Werribee Central's player in Damien Balan.
Yeah, interesting matchup there, Damien Balan and Phil Galvin, the 41 Guernsey for Anakie. A real little dasher and renowned goal sneak. Bulleye, the big ruckman, got it down, but gee whiz, Anakie, hell without the ball there, Tony Wolfe. No free kick was forthcoming. The loose ball sees Galvin pick it up beautifully. Cop one as he kicked. Play's allowed to continue. Up there for Tucker at full forward. He can't take it. Now the defence works well. The hand pass comes out. Looks for Simon Villan, the little ruck rover. He can't trap it. Over the top of the ball, Neville Gogol tries to get it out, but umpire said in Gary Kerr, give it to me and he'll have another touch of the leather. Ball it up about 55 metres from the Anakie goal. And 5 minutes travelled. Anakie one straight goal. 6 points. Werribee yet to open their account.
Yes, we see Gary Kerr put the football down. It's a shocking bounce. It goes away from where we're broadcasting from. But coming through strongly there for the Werribee Central side is that young player in Jamie Ellis. He gets the ball out to the wing where he's looking for his teammate and finds him in Mick Galawaka. But he slips at the crucial moment and takes the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in on that centre wing outer side of the ground here at the Western Oval.
Yeah, Mickey Galawaka, normally a very busy player too for the Werribee side. Had a couple of touches, lost his footing on that occasion. This time Mick Howard does the ruck work for Werribee. Got it down towards Galawaka, kicks it off the carpet, but it goes straight to the big fella Paul Welsh, who punts it to half forward. Julian in front, but hotly pressed there by Peter Brown, and Pies Brown did well there to manoeuvre the big fella Darryl Julian. And he couldn't control the footy, and we'll see a throw-in. Outer side, half-forward flank.
And the football's thrown back in, and it's a good throw-in too, one of the best I've seen for a while. Julian grabs it out of the air, but he's caught, pinged with the football, and the umpire says no, he didn't have an opportunity to get through it. And I agree with him there too, Ron. He didn't try to break the tackle. It was just a good tackle, and you can take it both ways, can't you?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because, well, it's part of the game, tackling, and a good tackle should be rewarded.
Yeah, I suppose. Bounce down again. Nobody's got the football this time. It comes straight out to that player there, Galawaka again. Gee, like you said, Ron, he's a busy player. Gets it back to his teammate who punches it up just past the centre wing, and the ball comes off the hands of the pack and it'll go out of bounds for another throw-in. Werribee Central side of the centre wing on the outer side of the ground.
First touch of the leather for the very classy left-footed centreman, Darren Finlay. Kicked it to half forward. Again, now it's off hands and another boundary throw-in. Wormsley, with strength, pushed his opponent out of the way. Galawaka in there again, nearly took Wormsley's head off his shoulders. Umpire Hillgrove has said, look, fellas, give it to me, and we'll have another bounce down. But let's hope they can start to pull some free kicks out for that, because it's pretty scrappy footy at the minute.
Well, there's two experienced umpires out there, Ron, and they should be getting more free kicks out of it than what they can. Coming through strongly and nearly having his head pulled off there was Dennis Cunningham from the Central side. And yes, he's going to take the free kick. Spots his teammate out here in the centre of the Western Oval, and he gets it across to him and he punches it straight up to the leading little fella coming out there from the forward line, Brad Miller. Miller underruns the ball, and caught for mine was that Anakie player. But buttering up well for the Anakie side was Tony Peace. He punches the ball up the half-forward flank, going over the top of the pack. That time we found Damien Balan, but he couldn't take the football. The ball comes up here to where we see fighting for the ball's Neville Gogol. He gets a bad handball, but the mopping up there has been done by Kevin Keogh. Keogh gets it across to his teammate there, and Damien Balan, been very busy. He gets it across to his teammate in Darren Finlay, the centreman, and he's punched it up to the forward line. Nobody can take the mark. Leading in the race for the ball there for Anakie was Greg Hutchinson, tidying up the mess down there in the back line, and he punches it straight across the boundary line. And what did they say in the old days? Hit the boundary, but it's still only the first quarter, Ron. The ball will be thrown in half-forward flank, Werribee Central side of the ground, outer.
Yeah, 8 minutes have gone to the first quarter. Only the one goal kicked. Anakie leading Werribee Centrals, who have yet to open their account. Early days, ball seems to have bounced over the backyard. Now it comes back again of that house out there. Umpire now with the footy.
Aaron McKay was there halfway across the ground with a replacement too.
Howard doing battle. Again, too big for the smaller opponent in Walmsley. Got it to ground. Looks there for Carter. Now Anakie working hard. Tapped it forward. Good football to Walmsley. Kicks under pressure. The loose ball now. Sees the big fella Julian a little slow. Now the dasher Darren Friday swoops on the leather. Can't pick it up. Good pressure there from Kevin Keogh. And he's happy to see it go out of bounds 50 metres from the Anakie goal. And it's on that outer side of the ground where it spent most of the first 8 minutes of this game.
And the ball comes back into play. The ball's kicked out of the pack, but in there again, the umpire has found a free kick to that Anakie player there in number 45, I think you'll find that is, wearing that jumper in Darren Turner. Turner punts the ball up to the forward line, looking for the big fella, and yes, he has taken the mark there, Andrew Tucker, and he would be, I would suggest, 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Ronnie Brain, see if you can steer this goal through for the Anakie side.
Yeah, it was a lovely, well-weighted kick, Noel. I think you'll find, just from your own peace of mind, it could have been 46 in Scotty Hearn on that outer side of the ground. And it was a lovely kick, well-weighted, and the bigger arms and the better judgment of Andrew Tucker has taken a nice mark from at the back of the pack. Comes in from a point-blank range. I think he may have hooked it slightly. Goal umpire runs right across the face. Andrew Tucker, bad miss.
Was a bad miss. That takes them on to 1-1 on the scoreboard here at the Western Oval. And we've been travelling just about 10 minutes into this first quarter on the Bird Cameron Chartered Accountants scoreboard. 1-1, and Werribee are yet to open their account. As we see the ball's been punched back into play, and the big fella, number 6 for Werribee Centrals, took the mark in James Pulley. He's punched it up to the outer wing.
Great mark. Greg Hart,
and he's looking for his teammate in the centre, but the Anakie boys have chipped in, but buttering up well for Werribee Centrals. Oh, good work too by James Pulley. Was that Pulley?
Peter Brown, the centre
half back. Anyway, the ball's been brought across here to the members' side of the ground with Keogh in hot pursuit of his Anakie opponent there in Scott Hearn, and the ball's beat all fellas over the boundary line. It wasn't...
yeah, it's 46 now. You've called 45.
Yeah.
45 not playing today. As we see the ball back into play, Darren Finlay on hands and knees does well too. Oh, he's got one a bit high. Oh, there's no love lost between Scotty Hearn and Kevin Keogh. Umpire Kerr on the wrong side of the pack.
It's an interesting matchup, Rob.
Yeah, Keogh comes out limping too, heavily strapped left knee. Let's hope it's not too serious. James Pulley, uncontested, thumps it to the direction of Rowan Beck, who is a bit of a dasher too, wearing those ridiculous bike shorts, as we see now that he couldn't control the footy. And we'll see it back into play now, in between half forward and centre wing for the Werribee Central side.
Yes, the ball was actually taken by nobody. Karamotto comes through the pack strongly, but the ball's eluded him. Coming around the outside of the pack there now for the Werribee Central side was Jamie Ellis. He gets the right foot up to centre half forward. Nobody can take the mark, but waiting out the back of the pack for the Central, Brad Miller, and he gets it straight across to his teammate, who punches it straight through the goal, and that was through the agents of Fatty Fordham, who our cameraman suggested he was going to give 3 votes there before the game started today.
Yes, and well, that's the start of one of many, I would suggest. He's been an informed forward, and Chris Fordham delighted with his first kick of the match, a 6-pointer here at the 13.5-minute mark. Sees now the Bird Cameron Chartered Accountant first quarter scoreboard. Werribee Central's one straight goal, Anakie 1-1-7, and we've been travelling now about, as I said, 13.5 minutes of this first term.
Ron, what a great, quick handball that was from young Miller to get across the Fordham.
Yeah, good reflex action, wasn't it?
Yeah, ball's been punched up again and bounced again in the centre of the ground. But it's been forced to the half-back flank of Anakie, and coming out strongly for the Anakie side. Cannot control the football in all desperation. Nearly out, but the ball's been forced over the boundary line and out of bounds on members' side of the ground in front of the old flower stand here at the Western Oval.
Yeah, Paul Mellier, a very, very aggressive half-back flanker. Now, got that right hand heavily strapped.
Right.
Probably from punching the ball, I would suggest, away from his opponents, as we see that Pulley, again doing well, the big ruckman, screws it around his body, goes to centre half forward. Howard comes out, attacks the ball strongly, put Tony Peace out of action, the 16 Guernsey for Anakie. Good aggressive footy, Mick Howard, but he couldn't control 11. Not only he's put it over the line out of bounds, 60 metres from the Werribee Central goal.
Ball's back into play. Oh, roving the pack beautifully there for the Werribee Central side was young Jamie Ellis. He gets a high floater up to the half-forward line. There he is again with that handball, Brad Miller. And you wouldn't believe it, he got it to Fordham, and Fordham's hit the base of the post. No, he's put it through again. Exactly the same sort of football. The same two blokes combining to get that goal, and that's Fordham's second goal for the afternoon. And we've been travelling nearly 15 minutes here in the first quarter. And we see on the Bird Cameron chartered accountant scoreboard, Werribee Central's 2 straight goals, 12 points. Lead Anakie now 1-1-7.
Great goal, Chris Fordham. Again, set up, as you mentioned, old Brad Miller. But I've got to give a bit of credit there to Mick Howard, who did very well setting that passage of play up as Pullai again thumps it forward. Centre half back, and Malia comes out for the Anakie side. The kick, a low penetrating drop punt, but it was ill-directed, and it goes straight to the arms of Darren Finlay.
Finlay punches the ball across the outer side of the ground to the half-forward flank, and going up very strongly there for the Werribee Central side. Taking a lovely mark was number 36 for the Centrals in Mick Howard.
And behind the play, Greg Hutchison has been penalised for holding Chris Fordham, and the ball now is taken from half-forward. Mick Howard wouldn't be happy with that because he's just lost a stat, but it doesn't matter. Fatty Fordham's got it, held without the football, being within 10 metres. He'll waltz in from 25 metres and pop through his third goal. Great football.
Oh, that's bad football from Anakie, Ron. That's just not... You can't do that in finals. You might get away with it on the odd occasion in a home and away game if you're 15 goals in front, but not in a final in the first quarter. You can't expect to do that. Bad signs for Anakie when their players are getting frustrated like that. It's disappointing for the club, as we see on the Bird Cameron chartered accountant scoreboard. Oh, I've lost the scoreboard. It's bolted on me. Anyway, Anakie have kicked 1 goal, 1-7, and Werribee Central's 3 straight goals, 18. Thanks, Brett.
Interesting stuff now with Bissett brought himself in the centre of the ground, and he's hobbling on that right knee. Obviously not fit, Daryl Bissett. Ball tapped forward. It's like Peter Brown having a run on the ball for the Centrals. Kicked up forward now for the Centrals. Opportunity there. Jamie Ellis it was, but Welsh now a ever-reliable centre-half back, goes short and finds the coach in Daryl Bissett at half-back member's side. Plays on, good skills Bissett. Centre-half back finds Wormsley, the skipper, and the coach combining.
Beautiful.
Good vision, Wormsley to Friday. That was Darren, chips it over the top. Caramoto now at full forward. He'll be shooting for goal 45 metres out, 45-degree angle, and one would suggest he'll give this a real nudge now.
Yes, whenever Bissett gets near the ball and gets a good clean possession, it seems to make the rest of the Anakie side walk a little bit taller, doesn't it?
Certainly does. He's got great skills, the big fella, and always creates an opportunity for another teammate. It's Paul Caramoto. It's a lovely... I think Ronnie Brave, the accurate one, has done it again. Kicked it straight through the middle. Great goal from the banana bender, Paul Caramoto.
Yes, and Paul Caramoto is the... best and fairest winner too, I believe, out of Anakie for season 1993.
Had a great season, the banana boy.
And I'll tell you something else about Paul Caramoto too. He topped the votes for Anakie in the Guest Video Productions Guest Video Cup for 1993.
We've done pretty well again, though.
We have, as we see on the Bird Cameron chartered accountant scoreboard at the 18-minute mark. 3 goals straight to Anakie and 2 goals, 1-13 to Anakie, and 3 straight to Werribee Centrals, as the ball's been taken out of the centre, pushed up there to the forward pocket for the Central side, outer side of the ground, and will be brought back into play.
Jamie Ellis, another possession out of the middle too, and it's been set up well there by Pullai. Brown working well also, but the smaller players of Werribee, very damaging. Knock. It was a good knock too, but it's gone straight to the arms of the big centre half back for Anakie, and Paul Walsh. His kick out wide goes straight to the arms of the biggest man on the ground, James Pullai.
The pull through, kicks the football straight up to centre half forward, looking for the Centrals. Nobody can take the mark. Chipping across the front of the pack there for the Centrals was Chris Delaney. He gets the handball across to his teammate, and he has been infringed with too, is Jamie Ellis, and he's been awarded the free kick. And Paul Walsh, on your knees, there's no point in praying to the umpire because he's made his decision.
Yeah, and that's what you get when you burrow in hard at the footy. Jamie Ellis has been very busy early stages and is rewarded with that high tackle. He's kicking from goal for 35 metres out. The drop punt's a beauty. It floats. I think you'll find it's floated through. Great goal, Jamie Ellis.
Well, they certainly wanted to get another goal on the board at the Centrals, because Werribee came straight back at him. And they did that through the agency of Jamie Ellis. And now that takes Werribee Centrals on to 4 straight goals. Pretty accurate kicking, 24 points to Anakie. 2 goals, 1-13 on the Bird Cameron Chartered Accountant scoreboards. And we've been travelling around about the 20 minutes of this first quarter here of the first semi-final of Division 1 football.
Gary Kerr bounced down. It's a good one. Walmsley, this time again Pulley, but Bissett breaks through the centre, traps it sweetly, kicks it long, or being held there without the football for mine, Justin Morley. And a very underrated Justin Morley, good defender for the Centrals, gets the free kick in the back pocket. Morley now, he's kicked a nice one too, as we see the pack of players fly. Pies Brown at the back, taps it forward. Mickey Carter comes through, gives it to Bissett on the left foot this time, the big fella. Punts it up to half forward. Oh, Julian infringed with. No free kick forthcoming. Now the loose ball swooped on by Darren Friday. Goes wide, poor handball. Put Neville Gogel under all sorts of pressure. Allows Cunningham now to give it to Keogh. Under pressure, Kevin Keogh
football, yes.
will be
Good
penalised.
umpiring.
Yeah, Kevin Keogh a little slow, and he's looking a little bit out of sorts too, the old fella. And Keogh, well, got to use it a bit quicker than that, Kev, as we see Darren Finlay now with the footy. Punts it long, up there for the high flyers. But, he couldn't get off the ground, Julian. He was swamped by a pack of players. Now we see the loose ball picked up, but, dearie me. Karamotto, it's not the umpire. That was a terrible decision.
You can't do that, as we see the ball's been marked by Peter Brown. He punches it up to the half-forward flank, but, chipping in's the coach. Bissett punches it back. Lovely mark there by the Anakie boy in...
Phil Galvin it was, the racehorse. He kicks it, but they're not finding the forwards, Noel. You can't do that either, can you?
No, you're not allowed to throw it. It's football. You can only kick it or handball it. Isn't that the rules?
Very good. The accurate one on the ball again.
As we see, Daryl Julian kicking from just inside the 50-metre mark, directly in front of goal, kicking towards the Melbourne end of the Western Oval.
We'll kick it. We'll kick it.
Beautiful kick. The umpire hasn't moved. The umpire never moved.
I've called it again.
Yes, very good. Before he put onto his boot, and that brings up Julian's second goal and Werribee Central's third for the afternoon, or fourth.
Very free-flowing. It's their third goal, Noel. 2 goals to Daryl Julian, 1 to Paul Karamotto, the banana boy, as the Rockies 24-hour locksmith out there at Corio Village. Time clock showing 22.5 minutes of travel to the first term. 7 goals scored. Great football. Anakie 3-1-19. They trail Werribee 4 straight goals, 24. Anybody's game of footy.
Yes, and I think now the wind has swung around to the left of screen and probably favouring the Melbourne end of the ground here on as the umpire puts the ball down. Up the big fella, tried to direct it down to his teammate, but was unsuccessful. Ball comes straight out of the pack, kicked up to there where Darren Finlay has taken the football, and he's kicked it out to the half-forward line, and nobody can take the mark. But chipping over the back of the pack there was Paul Welsh, roving the ball well. And the ball is forced over the boundary line and out of bounds on the half-forward line. Werribee Central's side of the ground, outer area.
Yes, and that breeze is playing a few tricks out there, Noel, isn't it?
Well, it's definitely favouring the left of the screen now, isn't it?
Certainly looking at those flags, those very colourful flags of all the GDFL clubs. It's a very picturesque setting here at the Western Oval. Very good crowd here too, witnessing the action. And, Wayne Moore looking very pensive there in the white overalls for the Anakie side. Wayne, very busy boy, very helpful at the start of the game too as team manager extraordinaire for the Anakie side. Ball kicked out to centre wing. Tony Peace couldn't trap it. Scotty Hearn slapped it over the top, but Roland Beck chipped in for the Centrals. Good vision, wasn't it?
Yeah, he looked for that. He didn't just punch it onto his boot. He looked for it. And Dean Lawrence has been decked after he's kicked the football. And
it's Matt Foot it is, Noel. Yeah, and he's hurt his left knee.
In the meantime, Mark Gavins, Greg Hart, I think that was, that took the ball, and it's been kicked off the ground in the goal square for another goal to the Centrals. And I'll tell you what, Ron, Richard Lefthook might have a winning side here, the way they're travelling.
Well, yeah, the little fellas are doing very well. On that occasion, good quick thinking there by the big fella Mick Howard. He kicked it off the carpet and has popped through his first 6-pointer here this afternoon as Matt Foot comes off the ground for the Centrals, but he's moving okay. That's good news for the Centrals. Damien Ballon, who's done well for the Centrals in defence, coming back on the ground. And we see now that the Bird Cameron Chartered Accountant first quarter scoreboard moves the Centrals to 5 straight goals, 30 points. They're leading Anakie 3-1-19, and we've been travelling 24 minutes of the first term.
Okay, the ball's been punched up to centre forward. I could have taken the mark too as the Anakie player there in Tony Peace, but he decided to go for the punch. It didn't come off. Where we have put it down to the forward line where we see that young fella there in Brad Miller coming out, and I'll tell you what, he's elusive as ever. Swings around onto the right foot looking for a beautiful pass, beautiful lead, hits Fatty Fordham right on the chest, 30 metres out, and he's gone for a short pass into the forward pocket, and that's not such a good pass to his teammate there in Mick Galauka. Galauka gets a handball over to
Greg Hart.
To Greg Hart, and Greg Hart has gone bang straight through the middle from about 3 feet inside the boundary line, and that takes Werribee Centrals up to a 6-goal break, leading Anakie 3-1. And I tell you what, they're on fire, are the Centrals.
What a great goal, Greg Hart.
Yeah, 6 straight, Ron. You wouldn't pick it, would you, in these conditions?
Well, they've used it with good team footy.
Just slipped in the red time. They have been. It's been good. It's been good team football.
And noticing their goals, they've all been kicked from no more than sort of 20 metres out from goal. 30
yes,
metres at
they've
the
been
most.
all close in as we see the ruckman go for it again. Pulley gets the tap down. I don't think he's been beaten in one yet today. The ball's been pushed out of the pack that time by Peter Brown, but it's been kicked up to centre half forward for Anakie. Coming through strongly there was one of the Anakie players, and his teammate there butted up in Darren Friday, got the ball out to the half forward line where we see Julian take a dive, but I think the ball might have beaten him over the boundary line, Ron.
Yeah, again, Dave Wormsley, I think that was a bad option, bad lead too, Julian. He's gone right into the defensive side of the
kick
ground.
It into the wind from there, don't you?
Yeah, certainly, Noel, and you've got to think a bit more about your footy. Be more positive as the loose ball now. Caramoto put it down like a hot spud.
And the umpire was right onto it, and he's been penalised for not getting rid of the ball in the correct way.
Yeah, Justin Morley, good tackle. Good footballer, Morley, on the left foot, very cool in the crisis. This time, though, he's picked out Darren Friday, I think you'll find. Or, yes, no, it's Tony Peace with that right knee heavily strapped. Kicks long piece up there to the lead of Tucker. Ball push Nash out for mine. No free kick from umpire Kerr as we see the ball fisted over the line and out of bounds. 25 metres from the Anakie goal, and they definitely need one.
They certainly do, as the ball's been thrown in that forward pocket up there. Pulley again over the top of the pack, but Anakie buttering up there through the agency of Friday, and the ball's been kicked up to full forward, and a lovely mark taking there for the Werribee Central side in Peter Nash. Nash, long hair, headband, looking for somewhere to go. He's looking to go, wants to go to the outer side of the ground, but he gets a lead from the members' side, and he's gone for it, looking for his teammate over the back of the pack, and the ball has been gone over the boundary line before that player there in Peter Brown could get his boot to it, and the boundary umpire said, "Give it to me, fellas, I want to have a throw in with the wind to my face, so I don't have to throw it as hard." It's been a fairly interesting opening, Ron.
Yeah, very quiet opening. One predicted that it could have been a little heavier, but both sides preferring to go for the footy, which is good news. And, Werribee Central just doing it a little bit better, especially at ground level. And Tristan Laney now picks up and kicks it to the centre of the ground where Mickey Galauka traps it sweetly, goes short, poor footy for mine. But Brad Miller, very, very busy boy, gives it to Beck on the non-preferred side of his body. That's the right side. Kicks it up to half forward. Oh, the ball bounced sweetly for Pies Brown. Like a flash to Hart. On the left foot. Fordham at the back of the pack. Oh, he's taken the mark. Plays on the left foot. Shoots it across the face of goal. Luck's a fortune, Fenno.
Yeah, Peter Brown come running from the wing here where he had that possession and has marked it on the boundary line. And I'm going to back him to kick this. He's going to punch it. Punch it straight through the middle. Look at that. He's kicked. He missed a lot. Missed everything.
Yeah, I've probably been doing this a little bit longer than you, Fenno. You've got to pick the right players to call. And, that was pretty tough from that position with the wind the way it is. You've really got to do a cross, what do they call it? Check cross side.
Banana vendor.
That's it?
Yeah. Ball's been kicked back in anyway, and Pulley couldn't take the football, but coming out of the pack for Werribee Centrals was that little fella there again he's having a million kicks. He likes handballing it too, Miller. Up there for Anakie was number 15 in Paul Mallier. Nearly took a scream of it at the side, butted up. Ball's been punched back into the centre line, and Miller's in there again. Gee, he's having a good go. Hands. He loves that handball. Walsh comes out, can't take the football. I think he was decked as the Werribee Central boys went straight over the top of him, but it was all fair football, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and good hard footy. And, well, a few of the Anakie boys there just congratulating Paul Walsh, too, for some good, strong work there in defence. Back into play. Over the top there was Howard. Coming through.
Oh, there he is. He's gone. He's missed it.
Oh, dearie me. Gibbons lost the football there to
Foster.
the little dasher. I think you'll find it was number 32 in Chris
32.
Delaney. And, yeah, Chris with the ponytail. A real little dasher on that left foot. Shot at goal, but he was offline.
I can't understand these little side kick-ins, Ron. They amaze me as we hear the siren sound for the termination of that first quarter. In what I would suggest Werribee Central's won quite comfortably. They've put 6 goals on the board, 3 through their full forward in Fordham, 1 through Jamie Ellis and 1 through Mick Howard, whereas Anakie have kicked 2 goals, 2 through Daryl Jr. and 1